Hello you guys, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. So I basically decided to do a YouTube video, and I had this idea for quite some time that I would be crocheting a sweater in the Stephen King's Carrie theme. I found like a pattern on a bracelet book, I think it's called, and yeah, I decided that I would crochet the sweater, and while doing that I would read some Stephen King books. So basically I'll start with the audiobook for Carrie because it's the most obvious choice, and then I'll read some of his other books. I'm not quite sure yet which ones. I'll decide on the way, but you'll see throughout the video. And then in the end, hopefully I have a cute sweater to wear, and I'll have a tier ranking of some sort of the Stephen King books that I listened to. So today currently is the 27th of December, and I hope that the sweater is done still in winter, so maybe end of February. And yeah, just to remind you, or like to tell you, I am not a professional crocheter, if there is even a thing like that. I'm pretty slow, and I've never had such a huge project. The biggest thing I've done was a sweater vest, and I think it took me a year. So we'll see where this journey is going to take us. Yeah, I'll take you on the journey with me. I hope you'll enjoy. Hi you guys, so I thought I will be updating you first on the book. Maybe I should actually tell you what the book is about. So it's about Carrie, obviously, and she's a high school student and is being bullied by some girls from her high school. And basically her mom is also super religious and is terrorizing Carrie at home. But Carrie has a telekinetic gene, so she is able to practice telekinesis, and nobody knows that but her mom, and her mom thinks she's the devil and whatever. And yeah, and then something happens where she's invited to like the spring ball kind of prom, I guess, but it's in spring, so it's like a school dance. She's invited by one of the popular guys to come with her. But some girls from her school decide to prank her, and then, you know, the very famous picture of her like drenched in blood, which is also on the sweater I'm going to crochet. And then like stuff happens with her and her telekinesis and whatever. So that's like what's the book about. And personally I have only read two Stephen Kings. One of them is The Institute, and one of them is a short story collection, so that doesn't really count. But for The Institute I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars, but the only thing that bothered me a lot was getting through the beginning. It was so rough. For Carrie, I really like that we got into the action right away. I only have about 3 hours left, but I'm listening on 1.5 speed as well. And it's quite fun. I really love the mixed media aspect because it's like giving us another dimension on the whole story. And then for the sweater part, for the crocheting bit, I am done with the sweater band. This is like this part that's going here. And I just measured it from a different pullover. And yeah, I've done one. This is the front part. And then I'm currently working on the back, so the back of the sweater has the same thing. And I can also show you a little bit how to do it. This is not a tutorial, by the way, but I can show you how I'm doing it. Okay, so this is not exactly the sweater band, but this is just the stitch that I'm using for everything. Yeah, I think it's a half double crochet, but I'm not quite sure. So you just loop the yarn around and then you go only into the back, then you pull it through and then pull it through the 3 loops, and then you're done. And then you just keep going to the desired length that you need, and then you're good to go. So I think I will update you again when I'm finished with the book, and we'll see how far I am with the sweater by then. Yeah. You guys, it's currently the 2nd of January. Yes, I just wanted to give you an update as usual. I am now quite far actually with the sweater, and I now started to decrease the rows for the armholes. So you can see it here, it starts here and then it decreases a little bit. I did that on both sides because I have 2 arms, and yeah, currently I am decreasing 2 for every row, so like 1 on the right side and then 1 on the left side. And I actually also filmed a quick video on how to do that, but I'll also link the video that I saw or found on YouTube where she did, like a woman explained it way better than I could ever do. Okay, back to the voiceover. So here you see how I decrease. So basically you do the same stitch as before, so the one that I showed you before, but you do it twice. So you do it into 1 row, I guess, or into 1 stitch and then into the 2nd stitch, and then you pull the yarn through, I think it's 5 loops, and if you do that, you successfully decrease. That's the update on the sweater. I started Needful Things. I actually also have the book this time, and I can show it up into the camera. It's in German. It's called In einer kleinen Stadt. And yeah, I quite enjoy the book right now so far. I really quite like the introductions. We get introduced by a man who tells us about the people living in the small town that Needful Things is taking place in. So basically the book is about this guy. He's called Leland Gaunt, and he opens up a shop in this very small town, and his shop's called Needful Things because he's selling needful things to the people. And because I'm also living in a small town myself, I thought it would be nice to actually go outside and buy myself some needful things, because I need moisturizer for my face, and I need a mascara and a concealer, so I could like just show you around just a little bit in my small town. What's up, you guys? I just wanted to update you real quick on everything, and I have to go to a friend because we have to do something like uni related basically. So I have very little time because I'm already late, so I'm just going to do a very quick update. Needful Things, I am now at part 2, and I'll walk to my friend's house, so I'll be reading, or I'll be continuing to listen to the audiobook, and I love it so far. At first, as I said, like, the introduction was very great, and I really liked that it was like intriguing from the start and you wanted to know what's going on. But then when I got like into it further, I was like, I don't really know. Like, I listened to the book without really comprehending what's going on. I think it was because like it's about this little town called Castle Rock, and I just found out that this is actually like a series in Castle Rock. So Stephen King has written now 13 books in this little town, so that's fun. And this is like the 3rd or the 4th book in the series. I guess you don't have to read the whole series to know what's going on because they're standalones. Anyways, but there are a lot of people living there, so it was really hard to understand who's who and to basically remember all the names and what they're doing and who they're involved with. But now that I'm like, I think almost halfway through, I now like know everybody. I remember everyone. I remember who they're beefing in this town, which is a huge plot. Because, well, now I also understand what the book's really about. So there's the shop called Needful Things, and the stranger, he's selling the people stuff that they really need or desire. And he's very weird because he knows a lot of stuff about the people. And there are like neighborhood arguments or disputes in this town going on because it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody. And he's kind of, like heating it up, and he wants the people to go crazy, and they actually do. Like, shit is going down. Like, last chapter, shit went down. But I love it. It's like, I love that it's like a small town, and then this mystical thing is going on. We also have a deputy in the town, and he kind of figures out that something's going on, and like he doesn't know what it is because it's like super surreal, whatever. I don't want to spoil it, you guys, but it's like really now really getting like heated, and I really like it. I also like the setting, like that everybody knows everybody, and so certain people hate each other, and I really like it. So far I still have 400 pages to go, a bit more, I think, because the book is huge. Whatever. It has 800 pages. Very great start to the year. I'm also reading Silver Flames currently, which also has 800 pages, but I need to finish it before Crescent City comes out. But that's another topic for another day. And to the crocheting bit, I have to like get you here because it's a little bit rough and chaotic. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 colors currently. I'm working with them, and this is the print. Also, I had to start very low because it has 60 rows. And my back piece, this one, which I can't show you because like everything will go to shit, I think. But basically I had to also do a different stitch, because here I did, I think it's called half double crochet, and it's like way more freely and whatever, but I only had 30 rows done with this, so I really was struggling. I started at the bottom and I did like another crochet that is like way smaller so I can do more rows, because the whole pattern has like 60 rows, and I already took out the carry bit, which like I'll put the pattern here and you can see, like, usually it should say carry down below here, but I didn't have the room for it. It looks okay right now. I don't know. I know where we're going, but I don't know if it'll look good or not. And if I still have room on the top, I basically will still do the carry writing. So yeah, that's how it's looking. It's looking rough, especially like I can just give you a sneak peek. Oh, on the back part. So we have a lot of loose strengths here. Also, maybe I show you how to change colors, but with like this sort of color palette and so much wool going on, it's pretty hard, and I don't think that I can really tell you how this whole thing works, because like you have to switch it constantly. Maybe I'll do a short video and then I'll put it here, and then I'll just link some videos that I use to to learn this whole thing. So yeah, now I have to run, and I'll update you probably when the book is finished. Bye. Okay, back to the voiceover. So here I'm showing you the stitch that I'm doing, just so the front rows are a little smaller than the back rows. So, and also sorry for the camera focus, but bear with me. So you're inserting the hook through the 2 holes, not only the back hole, and then you're pulling the yarn out and then pull it through the 2 loops that are there. And then for the last row, we're doing the same, or the last row in that color, we're doing the same. We're inserting the hook through the holes, pulling the yarn through, and then instead of pulling through the same colored yarn for the 2 loops, we're changing the color. Here it is blue, and then we have the color changed for the next stitch, and then we're working the same stitch as we did before with the new color. And then to hide the red yarn, actually, you have to work around it. So you basically have to work the blue yarn around the red one and take the red with you. But I'm going to link a video where she actually explains it way better, and you can actually probably learn something. But yeah. Okay, so today is the 6th of January, and I am now finished with Needful Things. I finished it yesterday and gave it 5 stars. I really liked the book. It's awesome. I'll tell you at the end of this video which book I liked the most and which I liked the least, so you can see if I liked it better than Carrie or not. But the book was awesome. It made sense. Sometimes I even had to laugh because it was so stupid. I don't want to spoil you, but it's like this person draws a knife, and then the other person is laying in bed, and then they come out with a knife. It's super stupid, but it's super funny. It's not like it's like a stupid slasher or whatever, even though sometimes it felt like it, but I really like the story. And I would recommend it. I love the small town vibes, even though it's like not cozy at all. That's on the book. I am now with the sweater. I am, I think, a third of the way done for the pattern, the Carrie pattern. So I tried to put it here in the video because it's laying there, and then there are 10 pieces or 10 different colors of yarn attached to it, and I don't want to now show it up because like everything would just fall apart. But it's also, if you try this the first time you try to do something where you have to switch color, maybe just opt for 2 different colors, maybe 3, not 10. That's a good like recommendation from me here. Though I think I kind of got the gist of it, and I am getting better every row. Also, I had a very cool idea on how to decide for the next book I'm reading from Stephen King, and what better way and more professional and scientific way to decide what Stephen King book fits best to me than taking a BuzzFeed quiz. So we're going to do that right now and see what Stephen King book am I really, and then I'm going to read it. I really hope it's not going to be It or The Stand, or a book that is like 100 hours long and I have to have to read through it all. But we'll see. I guess, like, I can't really fake it, so I have to actually go with the book that is going to be recommended to me. Hello, you are now on my laptop. I hope you can all see me well. My laptop camera isn't the best, but we'll work with it. And now let's see what Stephen King book I embody. Let's find out. I also hope it's not going to be Carrie or Needful Things or The Institute for that matter, because that would be kind of pointless. So, are you a cat person or a dog person? Well, I like dogs, but I have a cat. I also, people who are like, oh, cats are so shit because they only care for themselves and they don't love you or whatever. First of all, my cat Lola, she loves me. I am 100% sure of that. And also, you're just like not comfortable with a cat's personality that isn't like people pleasing, because you need a dog that is always around you. A cat is like a person. They don't want to be touched always, and you need to respect their boundaries. And if you hate cats for that, then you should actually look at yourself. Okay, cat person. How would your friends describe you? Funny, hardworking, sensitive, or shy, trustworthy, or bossy? Well, I would like to think that I'm a few of that. I would say, hardworking. I'm also funny. My sister loves me because I'm funny. She always steals my jokes also and never gives me credit. But you know what? I'd say hardworking. Pick a random picture. Well, I think I'm going to go with that one because it reminds me of London and I really want to visit London this year, so that's nice. Which was your favorite subject in school? Math, English, music, history, gym, or tech? Probably English, since it was my major as well. I liked math though. I also really liked history, though I had a pretty shitty teacher in the end, in 11th grade. I had a very, very strict teacher in 10th grade, but I liked her, and then in 11th grade, all went to shit, and then I just didn't take history in 12th grade anymore. So yeah, we'll probably stick with English. Lastly, how often do you watch horror movies? All the time, never. Sometimes I'll watch if it's already on, whenever I feel like it. Every day, a lot, but I get scared easily whenever I'm with my friends. Whenever I feel like it, I would say. Oh, The Mist. You have many friends that you always argue with jokingly. You're very highly intelligent, but have slight anger issues. BuzzFeed calling me out. Luckily, you're likable. Oh, thank you. If you haven't read this book yet, you really need to get yourself a copy. Okay, well, then I'm going to read Mist, I guess. Hello, it's me again, approximately like 20 seconds later. And I found out that The Mist is a short, or is a novella, I think. It's about a guy and his dad. I don't know, not me just reading through the synopsis and already forgetting what it's about, but it's about a guy, David, and a storm is coming up, and then him and his dad are hiding in a supermarket until the storm is over, but then a mist is coming up, and some creatures are waiting for them outside or whatever. And since the book is only a novella, I'm just going to update you when I'm done with it. As you can see, I'm now finished with the sweater. I don't know how good you can see it. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I hope you can see it like fully. So I decided to put the Carrie font basically on top. So we have it here now. And this is the finished sweater. I'm so happy. Today's the 27th of January. So I think it took me exactly 1 month to finish this, which is crazy, like pat on the shoulder. Would have never thought that I would be that quick. But okay, let's start with the book. So I read The Mist, I listened to it on audio, and It was like 5 hours and 40 minutes in German. It was hard to get through, to be honest. I gave it 3 stars, and yeah, wasn't my favorite book. I don't know if it was because like I've read like 3 Stephen King books this month, mostly like back to back, and it's hard because all the detail he gives us, like a little bit much to read that much of Stephen King in that short amount of time, I think. So I already explained the synopsis. A little child, Billy, and his dad are basically trapped in a supermarket, and there are weird creatures outside trying to get to them, trying to kill the people in the supermarket. The only thing that I really enjoyed was the ending. I didn't quite expect it to end that way. It wasn't like a big plot twist or anything, but I enjoyed it. It was nice, but yeah, it was really hard to get through. Every time I had to pick it up, I was like, There are also a lot of people, as usual in Stephen King books, but to compare it to Needful Things, like I actually remembered everybody Needful Things, whereas in The Mist, it was hard for me because there are a lot of people in the supermarket and I couldn't remember one person's name. I don't even remember the main protagonist's name. I'm sorry. I just know his son is Billy, and I just finished it. So, and yeah, because it was a novella, I think we only have this short amount of time to figure out who's who and memorize everybody. And then at some point I was like, I don't even care, just get me through this book. But it wasn't bad, but it wasn't too memorable, I think. So my rating is, for this video, The Mist at the bottom, where it belongs. No, but yeah, it's at the bottom. And then Carrie, and then Needful Things. I enjoyed both very much, 5 stars for each, but I like Needful Things just a little bit better. Shit happens. I already decided for the sweater of Carrie beforehand. Okay, and now to the sweater part. So I crocheted the sweater, or the front and the back together on the sides. I think usually you sew it with the yarn, so you just sew along, but I just use a very tight crochet, and I have a video of it. I just put it up here. Yeah, I just like it better because then I can just keep on crocheting and I don't have to find a needle to sew, but it's your preference. You can probably find videos on that on the internet as well if you prefer sewing it together. And for the arm bit, I just inserted my hook into the armhole. I went in loops and in circles. I crocheted, I think, 5 rows or 6 rows, just like that. And then I started decreasing for every second row. I decreased 2. Probably also decrease by 1 for each row, if that's your preference. And then I also did like smaller bands for the arms because I like how it looks, and that's just the same as like doing the band for the bottom bit of the sweater, and then just crocheting it to the arms that you created. By the way, if you're doing the arms, try it on regularly and write down what you did for the one arm so you can just copy it for the second arm, because if you're not trying it on and then it's too small or it fits weird, and then you come to the end and you would have to open up every single stitch and every single row, the work you did. I don't know about you, but I would personally cry. And then for the neck thing, I just did the same. And that's basically it. Yes, I'm so happy that I finished the sweater. It's not perfect, but you know what, like, it works and I can actually go out in it, I think. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and probably, maybe, hopefully learn something from it. Yeah, bye bye.